Hi guys, we'll do an embargo for Sundays, so it'll be a 10:30 Saturday evening embargo. We've got the mics, on the room. Can I just ask that people give their name and organisation before their question, please? And then show hands so we can see what's Thank you.
Good afternoon, Pep. Ben Ransom from Sky Sports News. The transfer window's closed, of course, a change this year that it's closed before the season. Are you happy that it's closed now, or did you prefer it before when you had still 2 weeks to do business?
Well, I prefer in that way when we start, but of course the other leagues can buy some our players here in England and all the teams, and of course now you have time to react. So the ideal situation is everybody, all the leagues finish in the same time, but of course in Germany, for example, it started 22nd, so it's what it is. So okay, it's the first time we adjust that, and maybe in the future the people can review it. But I like to start the first game of the Premier League with the players are going to live all the season, and not after 3 or 4 Premier League games.
The first game pits you against Unai Emery, a man you know from your time in La Liga. What sort of a challenge does he pose, and has he posed you in the past?
But he's an excellent manager. What he achieved in Sevilla, winning 3 Europa Leagues in a row, and he's an excellent manager. So it's good for the Premier League.
Jurgen Klopp's already been speaking to the media today. He has compared his Liverpool team to Rocky Balboa. He says they're the underdogs in the title race. He says that you're the favourites, being the champions.
You, Thank you.
Are you happy? Are you comfortable being seen as the favourites, the heavyweight champions?
Since 9 years I live with that situation. It's no problem. Since 9 years, every season, except the first year when he arrived, when I had a big percentage of people in Barcelona didn't like I was a manager. Since then we win the triple every season. I am the favourite, so we are the favourites. So. Thank you, Jurgen. You're so kind.
Pep, Mandy Henry from Premier League News. How much of a challenge do you think it is to try and win back-to-back Premier League titles in this era of the Premier League?
Well, no, it's not the challenge. That is not the target. The target is tomorrow try to win, and after Huddersfield, and after Wolves. In April, May, we'll see how is our level. It depends on that, so I'm not focused back-to-back. If we play good, we are consistent like last season, we have chance to repeat the Premier League. If not, we are not going to win. So, but if we are going to win, we're going to prepare for the next season to be better.
After such an amazing season last year, do you see the same motivation in your players this year to go on and try and repeat?
I like to work with that guys. I like it. I like it. I enjoy it.
It seems like a happy dressing room.
Yeah, excellent. So they are an excellent human beings, and I like it to work with them. So the results, I don't know, but at least the process, being together, is nice.
Pep, Don McGuinness, Talk Sport. How pleased are you with the way that Riyad Mahrez has settled in with the group?
Yeah, quite well. So we have. So he knows the Premier League, and that is a good point for us. And today the football players connect immediately in the teams. When some player arrive new player always immediately. So the guys who are here introduce him easily, and he knew Benjamin Mendy from the past, and some players they know some of them to be opponents in the Premier League. So in 2-3 days, it was another guy part of the group.
With other teams strengthening in this window, and you made just the one big signing for Manchester City, what gives you the confidence in your squad to go into this new season battling on all the fronts that you will go for again?
They show me in 2 seasons, especially last one and this one, we can trust with them. So we believe we have a good squad. And another point, so I said last season many times, So we cannot spend every season when we spent last season, when we decide to spend, because we should spend, because we had more than 7, 8 players, more than 31 years old. So we cannot do it. So and the other point, I'm so happy with the team. And I said from last season, maybe 1 player, maybe 2. But another point, we don't have more money to spend. So that is the truth. So we could not spend more than we have done this season. It's simple like that. Maybe next season, it depends what's going to happen this season. Maybe we go to the transfer window a little more active. But, you know, we spend a lot with the young players for the next season. And that was the reason why.
Simon Stone from the BBC. Will the players who came back to training on Monday, will they be available for this weekend, or is it too soon?
They are available. They arrive quite well. Raheem and Kevin, 3 weeks off after World Cup is not too much time, and both arrive in the perfect way. Sterling is in 4 or 5 days he's fit, because he's not a big guy who needs training. He's sharp, his physical condition, so it's easy. And Kevin arrived in the perfect way. So his father is coming the next one. The second one, he have to take care of his wife. That's why he came back perfect way.
What motivates you?
Sorry?
What motivates you?
My job. I like my job, and to be with these players, and of course winning is the best motivation, and try to continue what we have done. Last season we were so happy during a lot of part of the season, and why not try it again?
Any more for the embargo?
Hi Pep, Sam Lee from Goal. The Argentine football president said this week that he tried to get you to be their next manager after Sampaoli.
What?
The Argentine football president said he wanted you to be their next manager. Did they make you a concrete offer, and is that something that you considered?
So no, I'm a little bit disappointed, because he cannot say, the president of Argentina said, I cannot contact with Pep because his salary is amazing. To know that, you have to know my salary. The second one, he has to know to go to a national team. I know exactly, perfectly, when you go to the national team is where the approach is completely different. And the third one, and most important, nobody contacted me. So, and of course, because I have contract and I want to stay here in this period until the end. So, but it was not correct to say the reason why. And the last one, so Argentina national team, the manager has to be Argentinian, and there are many and really good. So I'm not going to train to Argentina, but don't use, to put maybe, I don't know what's happening in the future, to say I don't go Pep because for the salary, because for that he has to talk to me, know everything that he doesn't know. So next time he will do better.
Pepe in Whittle Sunday Times. The transfer market for goalkeepers seems to have really exploded this summer.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you had a thought why that is, and also what does that make Edison look like now, bearing in mind you got him for 35 million or whatever it was last year?
Well, the transfer market is transfer market, so the last 3-4 years become something incredible. So 3-4 years ago, expect we're going to pay this amount of salary for goalkeepers. Nobody expect that, but it's what it is. So it's what it is at the end. Okay, they spend like we spent last season because we believe it's the best. And Chelsea, Mauricio, and Marina, and the people that are in charge, they decide to buy an excellent goalkeeper for the next 6-7 years. And with the money we sell Courtois, invest another guy, young player. So they decide. Always I respect what they done. I don't judge them because if they spend, because they can spend. Because today the financial fair play is there. So it is. So today before the strikers was so expensive, after the number 10 was so expensive, after that the fullbacks were expensive, and now it's the keepers. So hopefully the managers.
That's couple for the embargoes, guys.
Paul Hurst from the Times. You spoke the other week about Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
Has he got that work permit that you were hoping to get for him?
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Not allowed.
No.
So what will happen to him now?
What happened? So we're going to try to help him to be on loan again, to try to make the work permit. So it's difficult for me to understand, you know, so difficult to understand, because one guy who doesn't see that player and he is not every day in the training session, they have to judge he has ability, quality to play what we decide that he can play. But accept the rules. I don't understand it, because everybody in the world can work whatever he wants when one company, everyone's decide. So the manager from Brazil or myself, we know more than the guys who decide he's not able to play than me or than Tite. So, but this is what it is. I'm so sad and disappointed for Douglas, because he could have helped us, he could have played with us, he showed many, very good things in the preseason, in these training sessions. And the reason why we spend a lot of money, 12 or 40 millions to buy him, because I think with a player with a huge capacity to play with us, if not, we don't spend. So we work a lot to know, we decide the work permit because we believe he can play. Because it's stupid to say, no, I want to play, and after it doesn't matter, he's a bad player. When we decide to play in the Manchester Cities, because we believe he has the capacity. And they didn't know him. No one game, no one training session, if he's able to play or not. So I don't understand, but I am in England, and of course we accept it. I would prefer he can announce not yesterday, 10 days ago or 15 days ago. If they decide the rules are the rules, so let me know 15 days ago, because after that maybe we can decide what we can do. But one day before we cannot play because I don't know, he's not tall enough, don't play enough games in the past, or the prize or something like that. So, okay.
You've defended 4 titles during your management career. What's the most important thing for a manager and for a squad when it comes to defending a title?
Is focus in today we training. No, we had a training session, and we train good. So that is the point. So it's a big mistake, I think, to think about this last season, to think about we're going to win or going to do that. Or I think the best way is the training session, next game, and prepare and try to win. And after in April, May, during the process, good words we win, bad words if we don't win, and we'll see at the end of the season what was our level. Don't think too much, and back to back, we're going to win, retain the title, retain the title. So don't forget what we have done, learn what we have done last season, improve, try to improve, and everybody improve, and then we will see.
Hi Pep, Jamie Jackson, The Observer. You always want to get better, you want to improve, your team. So you won the title by 19 points last season, it's a record. To improve on that would be 20 points, obviously. Can you do that?
That is not the point, James, that is not the point. So I'm not here to say the players now have to win with 20 points.
So what is improvement then for you? How are you going to get better in the league?
No, improve is you see the team, individually the players are better, what we're talking about, they are better, but the opponents will be better. So 2 seasons ago, Antonio won the Premier League with 20 points ahead of us, and after we won, I think, 30 points ahead of them last season. So what happened last season, we have learned, we know exactly what to do, but it's a new thing. Improve is not about the points, about the statistics, about because sometimes the team play better, or you feel you are better in the mood, and you don't win because the others are better. Maybe you go down, he go up, and they won, so they win. So it's not about we want to try to win 1 point more than the other ones. That is enough. So it's not. So at the end, the consequence last season for the Breakers was a consequence for many circumstances, but we didn't play last season. Last 2-3 games, yes, because we already win. Okay, the records, we're going to break them to be still motivated. But I think it's a big mistake if you think about how many points you have to do. It's training session today, training session tomorrow, game, and day by day, and see what happens. It's not it will be up and downs, will be good moments, bad moments. How you overcome that situations, how we handle our good situations, and after we'll see.
Okay, guys, we're in embargo, please, for 10:30 on